Hey guys, welcome back to the Blue Tiger Poker 10K Challenge. So we're back on Bovada again, playing at 100 NL, trying to run this 10K Challenge on up. So we had a good week last week and had a couple sessions that I recorded, and I was going back to do some editing in those, and I apologize. I had the mic muted for something else I was doing. So, we only had one episode last week, but hopefully we'll get you guys a couple more this week out, seeing as we're starting up early. And as always, you can check out the weekly update that came out on Wednesday. Well, actually recorded on Wednesday, and we released it on Thursday, so which is today. So it's Thursday night about 8 o'clock. Here we hadn't been at the tables too long. It took a while to actually get enough tables going. Was setting two of these. We actually started. Actually, no. Let me take that back. Started one and had another one we were starting because nothing was really open, and finally two of these others opened up, and the other guy didn't want to play heads up, so chose to drop that table and go with these. I think they were both in the 40% range. People seeing the flop, so. So far, player 6, as I've noticed, we waited a little bit before the blinds got around to us. He is very loose, and he is super aggressive. So you'll see some big pots. So when we get in a pot with him, we're going to have to be thinking the whole time, is this a hand we want to play for our stacks against him? Because he is super aggressive. So I wouldn't be surprised if he raises here, which is not a bad play anyhow. Over here, we have a gut shot. This guy called, and he min-raised, so that's funny. Here, we're going to take a stab at this. He is short stack, so now we picked up a club draw. We're definitely just going to complete here and not get anything fancy this time. And, of course, we're going way down there. Here, we're actually going to bet again. The guy could be on a Jack-10 kind of draw. And we missed, and so his diamond draw came in. So, you know, when he shoves here, it's pretty much what he had. It was the diamond draw he was going with the whole time, or a Jack-10 type of hand. Unless he hit some type of set, and he could have at that time. But, you know, when we picked up the monster draw here, we could hit any 8, any club. And, you know, we maybe would call it a small bet if a 10 or something like that came out. But we're kind of done in the hand. We tried our best, and we didn't accomplish. This is an interesting bet here, because we're going to actually make this call because he bet close to pot, and it's kind of a scare tactic. And this guy is actually going and raising it up. So I would, I guess, have to assume the guy has either made a straight with like a 6-4 or an 8-6. Or he's got a set of some sort. So we're out of here. You know, there's nothing we beat this time. And again, this guy's being really aggressive. So we're just going to steer clear of that. And, you know, we had top pair, and the guy bet pot. So when he bet pot like that, it's a good situation that they're trying to pick up the pot. But I guess he actually maybe hit a hand of some sort. So... him betting pot, he's been here longer probably than we have, playing with player 6, and as you see, he's really crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy called that we would have seen some kind of club draw of some sort, or maybe like second pair. I don't think we would have actually seen top pair with a good kicker there. It'd have been more of a draw type hand. I mean, if he had the best hand, I mean, he might play that way, but usually if they have the best hand, they're not going to be shoving the whole stack in. Usually that means that they're weak in that instance, and they just don't want somebody to call. Here again, we got another draw. Hopefully something's going to come in spade-wise. We're actually going to take another shot at this. So we still didn't hit anything. Here, so probably going to call off, see what a weak ace or something like that. Actually, he had a spade draw himself, so good thing we didn't hit it, and he wins with his king high. So anytime they have like a weak ace, some of these people setting short stack, they're going to make that same play. So it's just one of those where, you know, you can take the shot with the jack coming in, completing the straight. So a king 10 type of hand. I don't think he would have called that off with that weak type hand. He's, you know, I have seen different. And jack 10 hand, we're just going to flat here. It's very powerful in this position for the price we're getting pot odds. Definitely worth taking a shot. And here we're actually going to go ahead and bet close to pot and see how this kind of takes us and see if somebody's going to call. Now, if somebody kind of shoved here, I don't know. It's going to be kind of tough. If 47 guys shoved, then we could, because we have a weak kicker. And here, if somebody has like queen 10 or 10-8, something like that, then they're going to be playing it different. But the guy don't seem aggressive, so we're actually going to keep. It's going to price in his draw, but I want to be able to fold it. And if he gets real funky here on the end, then we can maybe get rid of the hand at that time. But if he shoves at this point, just means that he was probably sandbagging. And of course, he just min raised us, so he actually hit his 5 on the river. So good for him on that one. But again, he's not folding his jacks at that point. No really reason for him to fold them. He has quad, not quad, but a set of jacks, and he's not going to go anywhere. We could have got all our money in, and we would have got it in with the best hand earlier in the hand. But thing is, you have to look at that is really you can kind of weed out the king jack type of hand, maybe, or ace jack. You think somebody would have raised. I mean, this guy seems very passive. He might not have even raised with that type of hand. But and as you guys will see over here on this table, the crazy guy is still going at it with his big stack. He's just shoving people around. And we tried to steal the blinds here. Nothing happened there. And the board came out. It was so textured and so wet. We're just kind of just checking it down. There's nothing to do. There's a straight on the board. I mean, the thing is, the pot's so small, so if he does bet like pot or something like that, thinking he's going to bet the straight it's on the board. I mean, if he has a jack, he's got a jack. But if he ends up shoving like a huge amount, then we won't. But we'll call the $2. And like I said, if he has a jack, then he has a jack. We're not going to fold with the straight on the board for a small amount at that time. So our guy is still pretty aggressive up there, if you would have seen. And we're just going to flat here. We're kind of in position. These guys are both weak, and if we hit her hand, the thing is, if we bet here, then we can take a stab at this. But and if somebody has a king, we can maybe get paid off. But more likely than none, we're just going to pick this pot up right here. So I don't expect. And if 32 gets it in there, he gets it in there. But again, we wasn't, what really are we going to get out of these guys? We got to hope they have the king, and that's about it. And checking there, it's not going to really accomplish much. I mean, the odds of them maybe hitting a card to where they're going to call another bet, and then possibility with the two kings, if they don't have a king in their hand, then they're not going to be getting all their money in there in the first place. So the best thing you hope for there, somebody checked their king and was trying to slow play it into you. But we're looking to get some of our money back here. With the jacks we had up there. So the guy limped and now he bet, and usually that's a hand of like queens, kings, or aces, maybe ace king, but he's so short stacked that the thing is, once we call him, we're pretty much saying we're going to take our king jack offsuit to the river. And then the other thing we got to look at is if player 3 actually ended up with a hand 2, then we'd be playing a king jack offsuit for a big pot that we didn't really want to. Now here with our king, queen being suited, it's a little bit different story. So if he'd make that same play, then we would kind of do the same thing. And then, again, betting here with these two guys who've shown, and this guy is just dying to get his money away. So probably if he's doing this kind of play, any kind of ace 10 better hand, we're going to be calling him down with and race that off. I think we're going to be ahead of that, and then probably 9s plus, maybe 8s we can look at. We're going to be getting our money in there against him. And the thing is this type of player is going to really PO a lot of these other ones. So the good thing is you might see him, and unfortunately he's going to be gone. 6A, you're going to see him just either take their money or he's going to be giving it away very quickly soon. And it was the latter there, unfortunately. So, and now he doesn't have any money. So this guy min raised, and we got a call. So our Jack 10, we're definitely going to take a flop with. Be nice this type of flop if we had like the Jack of the clubs, and we could actually make a little bit better play on this board. And then somebody betting $1, if the player 4 stole our play there. With him betting $1, he's pretty much asking for somebody just to take it away from him. And then it looks like player 1 up there got to be the recipient of that player 6 is big fishy play. Who knows what he was trying to do? It looks like he made a big stack, and then he very quickly gave it away. And you see that a lot. They people just give those things away all the time. Really don't understand it. I guess they just, either one, they're just drunk, or two, that they just got I don't care attitude and got money they don't care about. So, and just having fun with it, which is fine. If you want to play a foobar type of play, is what we kind of call that, where you get in, you raise every hand. Not like that, though. You don't just shove it pot all the time. But if you want to like really see how to change the table and get the table to adjust to you, it's something I think Daniel Negreanu come up with back in like 06, 07. And it was pretty much the thing he called it was a foobar, and you just get in there, and every hand you're going to raise with, and eventually, and the flops are not being nice to us tonight. Here we will take a stab. I mean, this guy just did this play last time, but we're going to take a stab at this and kind of see what he does. Unfortunately, the very tight guy who's only put his money in there with top pair hands or better had called. So there's really nothing for us to do. We can't get crazy here and throw another bet out. I mean, we can look at one of them probably having like the heart draw, and then the other guy's going to be having like ace something type of hand. So, here just nothing we can do. And then our pocket fives hand this is a good spot for us. This is only got one Broadway card, so we're going to bet it. And, we got called. So we were just looking to try to take this pot down early in the hand. We did not. Now, the good thing is with the king coming, we can take a shot at this king board here. So, if he has a spade, he was going to call. So we can bet another half pot. And if he shoves, we can just fold. So there's the last king. And if he shoves here, we're just folding. But we actually won the hand with this. He missed his flush draw that we were factoring in there. So, and no reason for us to really bet there. I mean, I don't think he's going to put his last $8 in with ace high. I mean, he seems very passive in that form and fashion. But when the king comes there, I mean, if he had like a weak jack, like jack 8, jack 9 type of hand, and then the king comes, he may give up. A lot of players will who are kind of passive. Of course, this guy should call off with last one. So, a little passive guy got some of his money back. So that's good. So this table over here, again, it's player 1 is kind of playing on the tighter side, and he's either called, and if he has a really strong hand, he's got super aggressive with it. Player 2 is somewhat fishy. He's called off very light when you look at that other player. So it'd be interesting to see this hand. I don't see why he's going to fold his last $40 at this point. I mean, if he's doing it with total air, but hopefully he was doing it with air that he had some type of equity, like at least an ace high or something like that. Just an odd thing. I mean, and that's the reason when this player 4 did that earlier where they bet pot, it's kind of like, why are you betting pot in a sense? So again, he might have been doing it with some type of draw, but and now he leaves. So, left at our table is super tight guy, number 3, who hasn't really played any hands, who took player 6's original money. And then we have player 4 is probably the worst of these people at the table, but he just reloaded. So he's just passive in that form and fashion. And then table down here is okay. We just not got a hand. Player 1 is tight, and that's a good thing when he's tight, because then we can raise from the cutoff a lot more hands, and he's going to be folding out, so we can know we are going to get around to player 2 and 3, who are fish, and player 4 is kind of fishy, and then player 5 is kind of new, so we don't know anything on him yet. So, and then our table up here at the top, player 2 is real passive fishy, just calling station. Player 3 is just playing way too many hands. I think he's been in about all the hands. He might have folded 2 or 3 times. And player 4 has played probably around half the hands here for us. So he actually hit a set, so need to go back and look how he played that hand. I guess the other guy was bluffing with his... he had pair 7s, and player 4 did, and he was kind of, I guess, representing the flush draw it came in. So kind of take note of that player 4, who is passive, actually represented a flush draw on that board. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. Had to take a break, but so we're actually going to just call it quits in this. So let's wrap up this episode of the 10K challenge. So until next time, guys, good luck at the tables.